Hi students, today we are going to discuss about magnetic field due to a long current carrying solenoid. To understand this topic, we need the two basic concepts. First one is Ampere circuitry law and another one is solenoids. A solenoid is a long coil of wire closely wound in the form of helix as shown here. When the electric current is passed through the solenoid, the magnetic field is produced. In order to find the direction of the magnetic field produced by this current carrying solenoid, we need the direction of the current in the solenoid. So imagine current is entering into the solenoid like this. At bottom, current enters like this. After completing one turn, current comes outside. So at the top, current outside. So want to understand, at the bottom current enters like this, at the top current comes outside. Now we can find the direction of the magnetic field with the help of the picture. Here I have drawn the outline of the solenoid. So current is entering into the solenoid like this. So at the bottom, current enters like this. At the top, current comes out. So at the bottom, current enters. At the top, current comes outside. Now we are clear with the direction of the current. How can we find the direction of the magnetic field? For that, we have to use the Maxwell's right hand corkscrew rule. Here at the bottom, current enters in the same direction. An imaginary screw also want to enter. For that, how can you rotate the screwdriver? You have to rotate the screwdriver like this. In a clockwise direction you have to rotate. So the magnetic field produced here in a clockwise direction. Likewise, at the top, current come outside. In the same direction, screw also want to come outside. For that, you have to rotate the screwdriver like this. So what is the direction of the screwdriver? So that will be in a anti-clockwise. Screw want to be taken outside means you have to rotate the screwdriver in an anti-clockwise direction. So at the bottom, all the magnetic fields produced have the clockwise direction. So like this, magnetic fields can produce at the bottom. Likewise, in the top, the magnetic field produced have the anti-clockwise direction. Due to superposition, the magnetic field produced in each turn can be added. So the magnetic field at the top can be added and we are going to get the resultant magnetic field like this. So inside the solenoid, the resultant magnetic field acts like this. Likewise, at the bottom, magnetic fields also can be added. The resultant magnetic field will be produced inside the solenoid. So inside the solenoid, we have the parallel and uniform magnetic field. We have discussed about the resultant magnetic field inside the solenoid. Outside the solenoid also, magnetic field will be there. So some of the magnetic field at the top. So here some of the magnetic field at the bottom, but here the magnetic fields are not added. Like inside they are not added. So compared to the magnetic field which are inside, the outside magnetic field will be negligible. So outside magnetic field can be 0. The outline can be compared with the picture which is given in your book. So here inside the solenoid we have the very strong and uniform magnetic field. So at the top they are given the dots. Here dot represent the direction of the current which comes outside. At the bottom they are given the cross. Here cross represent the direction of the current which comes in, as we have seen already in the model. Here this picture will gives you the complete idea about the magnetic field produced in the solenoids. Now we can discuss the basic parameters of the solenoid. Consider a solenoid. that has the length capital L and it has the n number of turns. The diameter of the solenoid is much smaller when it is compared with the length of the solenoid. In order to calculate the magnetic field at any point inside the solenoid, we can use the Ampere's circuitous law. For that, consider a closed loop ABCD as shown here. Let us recall the Ampere's circuitous law, which states the line integral of the magnetic field over the closed loop is equal to mu naught times the net current enclosed by the loop. Here I enclosed is nothing but a current within a closed loop. So here it can be taken as equation number 1. To find the value of the magnetic field inside the solenoid, we are going to take the left hand side of the equation 1. So that is nothing but a line integral of B dot dl. Since closed loop has 4 length elements, at the right side I have written the sum of 4 integrals. So first length element A to B, second integral is for B to C, third integral form is for C to D, and the last integral is for D to A. Now we are going to find the values of each integrals in the right hand side, then that can be added. First I am going to take the integral of the length element B to C. Here I have written the integral for the length element BC. Here we are going to use the dot product. What is the expansion for the dot product? Modulus of the B and modulus of L into cos theta. Here theta is the angle between the magnetic field and the length element. Here what is the direction of the length element from B to C? It acts upwards. And what is the direction of the magnetic field? It is horizontal. So length element BC acts upwards, magnetic field horizontally acts. What is the angle between them? It is 90 degree. So there you can substitute, instead of theta you can substitute 90 degree. So what is the value of cos 90? That is nothing but a 0. So this integral value will be equal to 0. So the integral from B to C is equal to 0. Likewise, we are going to take the another one integral part, that is for length element D to A. So I am going to write that integral D to A B dot dl once again, that is equal to, how can we expand that one? Integral of dot product is used here, integral of D to A modulus of B and modulus of dl. So in a dot product we have to use cos theta. Once again theta is a angle between the length element and the magnetic field. D to A, it acts downwards, the length element acts downwards. But what about the direction of the magnetic field? It acts horizontally. Here also what is the angle? 90 degree. In this integral also 90 degree is used. Cos 90, 0. So here integral of the length element from D to A is also equal to 0. So at the right side of the equation, two parts can be eliminated because they both has the value 0. So I am going to take the third part, that is integral for the length element C to D. Remember, the outside of the solenoid there is no magnetic field. So in the closed loop, the length element CD is outside of the solenoid. Inside only we have the strong magnetic field. Outside there will be no magnetic field. So the integral of the length element for the CD is equal to 0. So 3 integrals are equal to 0. So we can take the integral for A to B. Here I have written the integral for the length element A to B. So I expand that one, modulus of B and modulus of L. As usually cos theta is there. So here what is the angle between magnetic field and the length element? A to B acts horizontally. In the same direction, magnetic field is also acts. So what is the angle between them? 0. Both are in the same direction, so angle is 0. Cos 0, what is the value? 1. So here 1 can be written, so it has the value. Here the magnetic field inside the solenoid is uniform, so there is a constant value that can be taken outside. So only dl want to be integrated. So now I have taken the uniform magnetic field outside of the integral, only dl want to be integrated. If we are going to integrate, that means the difference between the 2 points A, B you have to find. That is nothing but a length of that element is nothing but a h. So here we can write B into, for this integral value, h. Remember, it is the value for the closed loop. Suppose we are going to take the entire solenoid, means instead of h you have to write capital L. That is nothing but a length of the solenoid. Imagine you are going to expand the loop up to the end of the solenoid. Then h can be replaced by the total length of the solenoid. So it will be equal to B into L. So the integral of the length element A to B, now it is equal to BL. So among that 4 integrals, 3 integrals are neglected because they are equal to 0. So there is only one integral value that is equal to BL. So line integral B dot dl, that is equal to BL. So the left hand side of the first equation, now it is equal to BL. I hope you have written the first equation, that is nothing but Ampere's circuit law. So left side line integral of B dot dl, ultimately that is equal to BL. And we are going to take the right side, that is nothing but a mu naught times of the enclosed current. Here enclosed current is nothing but the net current linked with the closed loop. Here we have taken the entire solenoid as a closed loop. So how can I get that enclosed current? So number of turns want to be multiplied with current. So enclosed current, now it is equal to product of the number of turns in the entire solenoid into current I. To find the value of the magnetic field, we have to take the length of the solenoid to the right side. So now B, that is equal to mu naught N I by L. It is the expression for the magnetic field inside the solenoid. Here number of turns divided by total length of the solenoid we have written, that is nothing but a number of turns per unit length. So it can be written as small n. So it can be substituted in this expression. So magnetic field B, that is equal to mu naught N I. It is another one expression for the magnetic field inside the current carrying solenoid. In this expression, mu naught is a constant value. Number of turns per unit length, N, is also a constant value. So magnetic field is directly proportional to I. If the fixed current passes through the solenoid, the magnetic field produced in the solenoid will be constant.